get high. Feel much better than sober life. Waiting for the next trick to take me away. Oh, you know that I'm wasted off these drugs and I'm faded. Baby, come save me. Ain't nobody gonna take me away from here. Smoking on the dope, I'm faded. Feeling so good, man, I'm wasted. All of these drugs I taken take me away from here. Smoking on the dope, I'm faded. Feeling so good, man, I'm wasted. All of these drugs I taken take me away from here.
Okay, so this F.A.C.E Productions, Focus Authority, Creating Excellence. I'm here on 9th and what street am I on?
Lincoln.
9th and Lincoln. I met a friend, so she's willing to have a conversation with me. So, if you don't mind, introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Rebecca.
Rebecca. And how old are you, Rebecca?
41.
41. So I know you're very familiar about the hustling that goes on these streets and whatnot, right?
Yep.
All right. So have you been, I guess, out here for some time knowing about this, or when would you say?
Just since November.
Since November. So would you say you new to this?
Not really.
Not really.
10 years ago, I was out here.
Okay. And so I guess it's just a hustle spot whenever the time calls for it or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay, I get that. So if you don't mind, how did 10 years ago, how did you find yourself out here? Like what was the case that made you find yourself out here hustling?
I had broken up with my daughter's dad and
Okay.
needed money.
Okay, so I guess he was the.
And someone told me about it, so
Yeah.
I started doing it.
Okay. And so that was 10 years ago. So did you find it better out here hustling financial wise 10 years ago than it is today, or would today be better?
Today would be better.
Be better?
Yeah,
and
a lot
what?
better.
And why is that? Financially is better, or I guess it's sort of toned down. What makes it better?
Financially, I guess.
Financially. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I see. So are you from here?
I'm from Milwaukee, yeah.
Okay. So you have family and friends here and whatnot?
Yeah.
Okay. So I guess does your family know about the hustles?
I'm pretty sure they do.
Pretty sure. I
Yeah,
guess
I have 5 kids, 2 are grown.
Oh, okay. How old is your oldest?
23.
Okay. And your youngest?
3.
3. Okay. So are they with you at the moment? No? Okay. I guess they're with the fathers or?
No. My 8-year-old and 3-year-old dad just died in October.
He passed? Oh, I'm sorry. What happened?
I don't want to say.
Okay. Well, I apologize. I'm sorry about that. So how are you dealing with it? How are you coping with it?
Not good, obviously. I'm out here.
Right. So is there a plan that you're out here though? I mean, is it most of the girls that I talk to, they're out here just supporting their
Drug habit.
Yeah. Now would that be the same for you?
Right now,
Right.
a little bit of.
Taking care of yourself as well as treating yourself?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's understandable. And I hear that too. A lot of these women say that they came out to get money because they find themselves by themselves, and after a while, I guess it turns into a full-blown addiction that...
Well, I've had my addiction for like 20 years.
Okay. So have you been in any type of treatment?
I went to Rogers and I was on Suboxone. I went to the methadone clinic when I was pregnant.
Yeah.
But it never seemed to last.
Okay. So is it that you keep coming back to the same area or dealing with the same people?
No. I was good for the whole time I was with my 2 youngers' dad.
Okay.
I was good.
Okay.
I wasn't using as much.
Yeah.
I wasn't out here at all.
Right.
And then when he passed, I came back out.
Okay.
And my mom took my 2 younger ones.
Right. Well, I mean, that was a means of survival. That wasn't just you being like, fuck it, I want to be on the streets and get high. That was a means of survival.
Yeah, it was.
So I'm pretty sure people understand that. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I said. Is there a plan in place now, though? Because, the weather's finna get nice.
Oh, I don't want to be out here forever.
Okay.
I want my place back. I want to get a job. I want my kids.
Right. And do you see that happening in the near future?
I hope so.
Okay. Well, I would love to see that happen for you.
Me too.
You know what I mean? And I know that it's a struggle. It's an up and down race. You know what I mean? But as far as a lot of the women I've seen out here, you look to be in pretty good shape.
Thank you.
You know what I mean? Compared to a lot of these women that I've seen who, oh my God.
A lot of people say that.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And, it gets to a point where sometimes we see ourselves doing things that we didn't think we would do. But there's always another door.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I see you to be a very strong woman.
I try to
You know what I
be.
mean? Okay. So when I rode past you, what were you thinking when I pulled back up? What was your first thoughts?
That's what it was. Because I sat down.
Right. So maybe a potential client.
Yeah,
for a date or
client. Yeah.
something? Okay. So how many dates would you say you would probably have to accumulate in a day to be compensated in your mind for whatever the amount of value you may want?
3.
3? Okay. Then I guess we would charge, like $50 a person or some shit like that? Not even?
More.
More? 100?
Yeah, I charge. Well, it depends on. Oh God.
And I don't mean to insult you. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay.
Yeah.
Some of the girls charge way less than what I do, but
Yeah.
that's them.
Right. I've even heard girls saying 20 for whichever way they want it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I know that does make the competition for you even.
Worse.
Right.
Yeah,
You know what
a
I'm
lot
saying?
worse.
I get it. So is you said we're on Lincoln, right?
Yes.
So is Lincoln the most familiar street that you know of, or have you?
No, I was on Greenfield 10 years ago. I'll never go back.
Why? What changed your mind for Greenfield?
Never go back.
No, just a bunch of bad things
Yeah.
happen. Can you give me an example of something that may really been fucked up out here that you've experienced?
I was raped twice. My face in the ground.
I'm sorry to hear that, sister. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, and it's sad that I hear it all too often. A lot of these girls tell me they've been raped repeatedly.
Just a couple weeks ago, I was beat up by a bigger guy.
Really?
My eyes were black and blue. He told me to grab the money. I grabbed it. When I grabbed it, he punched me in my face.
Wow.
He got on top of me, choked me, and punched me 6 times in my face.
Man.
Like I was a grown man.
Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that. So, when you experience those type of horrible situations, don't sometimes maybe you think to yourself, well, fuck this. I'm not going back out there.
I do all the time.
You
And
know?
usually I carry my knife and my spray, but I couldn't get to it. He was literally on top of me. I couldn't. And every time I went to go reach for anything, he punched me again. So does it really help?
Right. I mean, when you're dealing with, a man overpowering a woman, I can imagine that's just brutal.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So have you thought about doing something else? Like, fuck it, just working?
Yes. I am.
You know what I'm saying? Like, shit, there's a gas station. Why not see if I could just work at that motherfucker and sell shit?
So I'm training in home health care.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I was doing that up until February,
Right.
and my client passed away.
Right.
So I just got to get another client, and I'll be good.
Okay. Well, that's good to know. Like, you're just not out here in a state of mind that you're fucking hopeless and.
No. I want my kids back. I want them.
Okay. And do you speak with your kids often, or?
No.
Okay. So yeah, I know that has to be hard. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's tremendously hard. So is there an example of something that's been super fucking bizarre that maybe a client has requested of you?
Oh shit.
Right.
Just like the feet thing. I don't know what's up with the feet thing.
Right.
Like, it's weird to me.
Right. What, someone wants you to play with it, with your feet, with his genitals or
Yeah, like all different types of stuff with your feet, and I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I guess that does sort of.
It's not always sex, and it's not always blowjobs. It's
Yeah.
tons of different stuff.
Okay.
So they may think that we're having sex out here constantly, but we're not.
Right.
I don't even have sex.
Right. Okay.
So
Okay. So how do you acquire money?
there are very many different ways than just sex.
Right. So would you have a set amount of clientele that's routine that you could say visit you and?
I have a lot. Yeah, I have a few regulars. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I guess that would be the word,
Regulars.
I'm dancing around the words and shit, like I'm trying to figure out how to say things. But yeah, so I guess it would be regular.
Yeah.
And these regulars, you would say, have been probably dealing with you for years, or?
No, actually, some of my regulars from when I was out here 10 years ago came back.
Wow.
Yeah, and they're still my regulars today.
Okay. So what could you say that has changed 10 years ago that
Oh
wasn't
God,
here today?
the girls are so different now than they were 10 years ago.
Right. Like what
They
type
don't care anymore.
They just don't give a shit.
No. Girls back then at least had a goal, and they knew what they wanted to do with their life.
Was it more of a sticking together out here?
No, it wasn't, because none of it, it feels like we're all in competition with each other, and we're not. We're all supposed to be out here for the same thing. But the way the girls dress, act, run up to cars, it's not like it was 10 years ago.
It's a lot worse.
It's like they have no respect for themselves, and I don't understand why.
Right.
Because all women should have respect for themselves, at least a little bit.
Well, you would think, right?
Right.
But I guess, maybe the addiction takes over.
No, not even it for me. Because I have an addiction problem, and I still have respect for myself.
Right. So what would be your drug of choice? If you don't mind my asking.
I'm just gonna say pills.
Pills?
Yeah.
Okay. Are you just saying that, or?
I'm just saying that because I have 2 grown-ass kids, and they will see this.
Okay. Well, we'll leave it at that, right? Just pills or whatever. And no, I don't want to say that no drug outdoes another drug, or nobody's better than another person depending on what drug they use or whatever. But at the same time, some of these things or these drugs out here are so fucking chemically manufactured.
Yeah.
That it seems like in a matter of weeks, you can become a different person.
Not even. In a matter of days.
Wow.
You can become a whole different person.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it is crazy.
Yeah, I seen a young lady that I was out here a few months back, and she took, what is it they call the stuff they put inside of the pipe, that the choy or some shit? Chore. Okay, now what is that? Is
crack.
That okay? So that thing.
The chore goes inside the pipe to smoke the crack.
Okay. Now is that like a scrubbing pad or some shit? Because that's what it.
Yeah, it's a chore boy. You can buy it from any store.
Like where you can wash dishes and shit.
Where you scrub your pans and stove and That's exactly
I saw
what it
this
is.
woman bite that shit and just tear a piece off
Oh my god.
with her fucking mouth and just stick it inside of whatever she was using to get high with.
Wow.
And I didn't think this woman could talk. Like, she was mumbling, she was looking really scarce in the face, but it was a bunch of other young ladies around her who were getting high, and they were telling me, oh yeah, she's a real dope fiend type. She's a real, I guess, 100% out there.
Yeah.
One. And when I seen her bite that shit, and I know that, you know, that shit is pretty hard, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like, that shit
You
can
gotta
cut
use
your
scissors.
mouth up or
Oh,
something.
you can cut your fingers up.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
was like, oh my God. And so she sat down in the car with me, and I was gonna try to interview her, but she couldn't talk. Like, for some reason, she looked really intimidated. She couldn't talk, and she was mumbling like,
See, I don't know. I don't know what's going on with these drugs because these girls, they act weird now.
Right.
They don't talk. They move all these different kinds of ways. Their bodies twist, turn.
Yeah.
And I don't
Right.
understand
These drugs are different.
Yeah, I've never seen it
different.
before in my life.
Yeah. You definitely got to be careful out here with knowing who you're getting certain drugs from, I guess.
Oh yeah.
You know, because have you seen anyone OD before?
I have.
You have? Have you ever OD before?
Never.
Never? That's good. That's good. Yeah, and I talk to women and they tell me, oh, I OD'd 18 times.
They think it's cool. It's not.
And I'm like, are you fucking serious?
It's not okay. Because one of those times you're gonna die.
Yeah, yeah. It can definitely happen. You know? Yeah, that's some real scary shit. That's some real scary shit, man. But anyway, that same girl, I seen her again months later. I wouldn't even fucking recognize it was her.
Is she clean?
As clean as the Board of Health. I'm talking about her speech was so articulate.
That's
Her
amazing.
nails were done. Her hair looked nice. Her skin was beautiful. And I was like, this is that same girl. She was pretty when I first saw her, but I knew she had that problem and she had been out on the street, and she was explaining to me, like, sometimes that stuff had me out on the street for 5 and 6 days without changing clothes, and she was like, she had to just move away from the area.
Yeah.
Totally had to move away from there, and she said she goes to AA meetings, and you know, so I was really happy to see that.
That's amazing if you can do that.
You know, I was really happy to see that. And then the thing is, you know, I've had my challenge with drugs too. You know what I'm saying? I don't think it was as crucial as it is in these days and times, because my thing was, you know, smoke a little weed, drink, you know, have a little cocaine type shit. And that shit got obsessive for a minute. And I watched a lot of my friends die off. I watched a lot of them go to prison.
Mm-hmm.
I watched a lot of them still out here today, totally addicted.
Yeah.
Right? And what trips me out is that for me to get away from all of that shit, it was so simplistic after you get away from it and you look back at what you had to do to get away from it.
Right.
It was just get the fuck away from those people.
Stop hanging with the people.
Yeah.
Get out of the area. Yeah.
That and it tripped me out that it just snapped back, like, okay, that's not a problem anymore.
Right.
You know. So I wish that for a lot of these girls. I want them to, if they see this interview, I hope they hear me saying that a lot of that addiction comes from the people you're around and the environment you're around.
Oh yeah, definitely.
You know, and if you could just stay the fuck away from there, that's like 50% of the battle.
Some drugs just take one time. That's all it takes.
Wow.
It's not worth it.
Okay. And you said, how old did you say your youngest was?
3.
3? And what is the middle child?
12.
12. Okay, so what if...
Oh, please don't.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm not gonna do it. Not gonna do it. So just give if there's anyone watching that may be a younger person and they've starting to experience, you know, this lifestyle, the streets, and these drugs. What advice could you
Go
give
back
them?
home.
Totally. Just go home. Man. And I see that's real emotional for you. Very sensitive. Right. I understand. Yeah, I can tell that you have a very sensitive heart. You know? And that makes it even strange for me to know that you're out here.
Yeah, I know.
You know what I mean? Because that just... You're just sharing how good of a heart you have.
Thank you.
You know? And I think that people can learn from this, so...
I hope so.
Just know that it's for a good cause. You know? We're not out here to talk about
No, I know.
anyone. You know, I appreciate your time,
Thank you.
your honesty, your willingness to be open with us. You know, I'll get this camera out of your face, and if you could just say one thing to my viewers, like and subscribe to F.A.C.E Productions.
Say that to them.
Like and
subscribe to
F.A.C.E Productions.
F.A.C.E Productions.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
I appreciate it.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, you can't stop the flow. The dope, it comes and goes. But I don't wanna know, I don't wanna know. It keeps me on my toes, it keeps me feeling so good. I never wanna let it go. My dealer's in the trap house, and you know he got a stash now. All of these drugs he gon' hand out.